The fact I'm doing this is nothing short of hilarious to me. The fact that I'm actually convincing myself, hey, you need technically a fourth show in this family of stupidity that is time to BS. Technically a fourth show. Well, I had four shows, but so there was time to BS, the Staniel Sue show, BS Sessions, and now Seahawks Sessions was four. There was five. Thank God there's no five. Three of them are now weekly. Well, two of them are gone. So the Staniel Sue show's no more. Has been replaced with this crap. The fifth show was Smoothly Baked. Stopped doing that because scheduling and fact that my fiance just does not like to talk on a microphone. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Drinking coffee at 9:30 at night. I don't care. Now this, the fact that I am only just starting this project now is nothing short of hysterical, because for those who have known me for a long time will know that I have put this team first over my football team over the course of my life. And the fact that I am now just starting a New York Islanders podcast is quite possibly the funniest thing of all time in terms of my podcasting life. Oh, geez, that is loud. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from the Department of BS. This is the Isle of BS, a New York Islanders podcast, part of Time to BS and Bailey of Sports. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. I am Dan Kurz. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Threads at Staniel Smooth, at Time to BS Podcast, TikTok for clips, at Staniel Smooth. And don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts, however you be watching, however you be listening. And we'll try to find a way to make this a live show. So as of right now, engage in the comments and just, you know the deal. Just be nice, for God's sakes. And I will be taking your comments and questions throughout, if this were live, this would come in handy throughout the show, but it's not. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, there's that. I'm kind of surprised the fact that I managed to start this Islander podcast. I've been doing podcasting for Christ, 8 years, something like that. 8 years. Let's see here. I did the Sports Cave. I've done a lot of podcasts in my days. It was the Sports Cave, rebranded to Time to BS. Then BS Sessions came along. Then Time to BS with Staniel Smooth came along. Then the Staniel Smooth Show. Then Seahawks Sessions. Then Smoothly Baked. It's just, oh my God, I did so much crap. It's funny that I'm a hockey fan first. I love my Islander hockey. So much so that out of the two tattoos that are on my biceps of the Seahawks and Islanders, the Islanders one was done first. Hockey was always my first love. Great transition. Hockey was always my first love. It was that in baseball for some reason, because here on Long Island we got, obviously go to the Mets, the Yankees. I was a big Yankee fan. Stop that. Thank God I did. I went to a few Met games in my life. I was closest to where the Long Island Ducks played. For those who don't know what the Long Island Ducks are, they're a minor league baseball team. No affiliation with any one team in particular in Major League Baseball, but they're just there. They were fun. They were cheap. They were cheap tickets, and they were great. And occasionally, I would get my rear end dragged over to an Islander game. I never went to a Ranger game. Good for me. And Hockey was always, to me, my first love. I remember the first player I remembered off the top of my head was former goaltender Joey McDonald. And he was the backup, I believe, to Rick DiPietro or Yevgeny Nabokov. I can't remember, but it's been so long. And there are pictures that exist of me somewhere in, like, family photo books or what, photo albums or whatever, of me in an Islander jersey as like a kid. So, yeah, I will admit I did want the Rangers to win the Cup one year in 2014 when they lost to the Kings. I will admit that. I did want them to win because, New York represent whatever. But after that point, I never really rooted for the Rangers. I'm glad. I don't have any distaste for the Rangers. I used to. I don't now. I have a lot of distaste for Toronto, obviously. We'll get to that later. Pittsburgh's a fun one. Because I'm more excited for Islanders Penguins games than Islanders Rangers games. Yeah, my fiance, my wife to be, is a Ranger fan. She doesn't really pay attention to hockey like I do, which is fine. Excuse me. And I remember I remember a lot of the games that we would go to were close. This was during the Jack Capuano years where they were almost exclusively close and never really blowouts, which was good. The only blowout I ever went to was the 6-1 win over Toronto when John Tavares first came back to the Coliseum as a member of the Leafs. That's a core memory to this day. But my fandom is, I don't have I was born into this. I was raised into it by my family. And I'm happy for it. I stuck with them through thick and thin, through all the highs and the lows and the BS in between. And people laugh and say, "Oh, you're an Islander fan? You must hate it." It's like, nah, not really. I don't have any distaste or hatred towards my club. The fan base, on the other hand, I despise. I'll get to that later. But how this show is going to work is I'm going to go over like a week in review because we're going to record this crap on Sundays. And if there's an Islander game on, I will record after the game. Wow, nice voice crack, Dan. Very nice voice crack. Just terrible. Just terrible. Terrible voice crack. The BS Express is in full force. Why not? It's in full force, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy for the intro of this podcast. That I am proud for. You'll listen to the intro on the audio platforms. Because, this is a recording. I mean, I'll post it one time. But that's okay. I might not. Who knows? But how this show works is we will give a week in review from, let's say, last Sunday to the Sunday that we record. This show is going to be released on Mondays, which is good. If there's an Islander game on Sunday, then I'll record on Saturdays, which is okay. And I'll go over the games in that week, share my thoughts, give my thoughts on the next few games in the schedule, talk a random couple topics, time to Q&A, because that's a new favorite thing I'm doing. And then we'll close up shop. Because why not? But I'm very excited about this show. This is I don't know how I did a Seahawk podcast first before this. I don't know how. I literally don't know how. Probably because football, technically speaking, is more popular than hockey in terms of here in the States. How that is, don't know. But we will get to the Islanders week in review in a second. But as we do know, this show is not free. So be right back, ladies and gentlemen. After a word from one of our sponsors. Be right back. Boop. This show ain't free. So time for some ads.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
That's right, peeps. Use the promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off your order at CanadaDips.com. Thanks to our friends over at Candace for sponsoring Belly Up Sports, Time to BS, and all Belly Up podcasts. So, let's go on with the weekend review, shall we? Islanders weekend review, their record the last 4 games. 3-0-1, 3 wins, 2 close wins, 1 blowout, and a shootout loss. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to share my thoughts on each of the games. So, first game, they traveled to Ottawa to play the Senators. It was relatively close. Really close. Like, unfathomably close. And Ottawa's going to be good for a while. But they're going to be good for a while. And as much as I will also say this. I will also say their penalty kill, the Islanders' penalty kill, has gotten a lot better so far this season. It really has. Last year, what was the big complaint? The special teams. Special teams as a whole was terrible. Can't score on the power play. Can't stop the puck on the penalty kill. Their power play's gotten a little better, and so is their penalty kill. Obviously, it's a long season. Very long season. We'll cross that bridge down the road in terms of how good they're going to be. And let's say, I don't know, February. Here's my problem with this fan base, and I'll get to the big gripe I have with the fan base in a second. The fan base has way too high of expectations for this club to be Stanley Cup contenders every freaking year. Don't get it. I don't get it. Instead, just say, I don't know, enjoy the game. Let's be honest here. You're a little brother to the Rangers. And I'm proud. I'm not proud to admit that, but I'm honest about it. David Perron in the first period of the power play. 17:01 into the first period. Shane Pinto in the second, 5:32 into the second period. Emil Heineman, who's been a gem from the Noah Dobson trade. That's the thing. Montreal, what were you thinking? Whatever. Bo Horvat is 4th of the year at 9:57 into the second period. Tim Stutzel, excuse me. His second of the season, 16:46 into the second period. Anders Lee, his first of the year from Max Shabanov and Matthew Schaefer, 17:45 into the second period. And then Dylan Cousins, 18:47 in the second period. His third of the year from Tim Stutzel. I can never pronounce his name. Senators lead 4-3 in the second period, and then the Islanders proceed to score 2 straight. Kyle Palmieri from Matt Barzal and Bellick to tie the game at 4, and then Anders Lee, with 1:03 left to play in the game, scores his second of the game, his second of the season, bring the score of 5-4 in favor of the Islanders, and then steal one in Ottawa. Senators are going to be good. The Senators are going to be good. I'm not sure how good they're going to be this season because the Atlantic is stacked. The Atlantic has the two-time defending champion Panthers, who went to the last 3 Cup finals. Tampa's still there. Toronto, say what you want, they're still there. Montreal is going to be good, too. And then you get Boston. Boston's always tough to play against. So, I don't know. And then there's Detroit, which we'll get to the Red Wings in 2 games from now. San Jose, the Islanders 4, Sharks 3. This was a messy game in every way, shape, or form for the Islanders. The Sharks are not particularly great, but they have some good pieces. Graf shorthanded. Sharks lead 1-0, 8:29 into the first period. Bo Horvat on the power play from Matt Barzal and Matthew Schaefer to tie the game in 1. Casey Zizekas, who Casey Zizekas has been meh. He's been meh the whole year, probably for the last 2 years. He's one of the great Islanders in the last 20 years in some really dark times for the franchise in the last 15 years or so. Maybe they should consider moving on from him. He's the last of the MC squared line, of that great fourth line. He's the last one. Clutterbuck's retired. Martin's retired. He's the last one. So, I don't know. Adam Caudette, 14-16 into the second. Tie game at 2. Emil Heineman on the power play. This is the thing that their power play's gotten a lot better. 19-28 into the first period. 3-2 Islanders. In the second period, Matthew Schaefer makes it a 4-2 game. That's the thing, because I love this kid. Schaefer looks like he's the best player on the ice, which is scary considering they have talent on this team. And the Islanders. And then Macklin Celebrini, 10-16 into the third period, makes it a 4-3 hockey game. But the Islanders do take it. It was sloppy, but 2 goals in the power play for the Islanders, which was nice. I don't know if their power play is going to let, but every time I watch their special teams play on the power play, you could see what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass it they're trying to pass it quick and then hit in the bumper. But they're also trying to get in the corner as well with either Heineman or Barzal. And I love Schaefer quarterback in the power play. I love it. D'Angelo, sure. Schaefer's been nice. Schaefer's nice in the power play. And on October 23rd, 2025, the Islanders destroy the Red Wings 7-2 in their best game of the season so far. Holy crap, best game of the year for the Islanders so far. And it's October. Tony D'Angelo, 2:05 into the first. Emil Heineman is 4th of the year, 14:56 into the first. J.G. Pageau, 7:25 into the second. Palmieri, 13:09. Barzal, 19:34. Make it 5-0. And then Dylan Larkin on the power play, 5-1 in favor of the Islanders. Heineman is 5th of the year, 6-1. Simon Holmstrom, who's been on the question mark for the better part of 2 weeks. He hasn't played well, but he got his 1st of the year, 7:57 in the third period, 7-1. Then Jake Bergeron, right? Did I get that right? I can't speak. And then Bergeron, 1st of the year, makes it 7-2, 17-20 into the third period. Islanders take it 7-2. Best game they've played so far. And then on the 25th, shootout loss in Philadelphia. 4-3 in the shootout. This probably should not have gone to overtime. They had every opportunity to beat Philadelphia in their own game. But Philly they play better. They played the better game. Holmstrom shorthanded, second of the year, 9:51 in the first period. Duclair in the second period, 6:15 into the second of the year, 2-0 New York. Christian Dvorak, 2-1 Islanders, 10:29 into the second period. Trevor Zegras is first. I forgot Trevor Zegras was on Philadelphia. I completely forgot. 1:54 into the third. Tie game. Max Siplikov, first of the year. 3-2 Islanders, 4:21 into the third. And then Trevor Zegras' second goal of the game on the power play. 7:32 into the third period. And then the Islanders proceed to lose in the shootout. No goals in the overtime, obviously. And then it wasn't good. Bobby Brink scored. Bo Horvat saved. Zegras scored. Bobby Brink saved by Sorokin. Sorokin he had a rough start to the year and has slowly been getting better and better. The coaching change helped from Pierre Greco to the Bridgeport goalie coach, who also has some history with Sorokin, so that's nice. Next 3 games into the week. Tomorrow, as of recording this, at Boston on the 28th, and they have a 3-game road trip. First of all, in Boston on the 28th, and then back-to-back in Carolina on the 30th, and on Halloween night at Washington. Boston's okay. Carolina scares me, as per usual, because the Hurricanes have been the Islanders' kryptonite for the last few years. And Carolina is only going to get better. I don't trust them still. And then Washington, until proven otherwise, Washington is still the favorite to win this division. So, there's that. I will get to the Islanders' betrayal lists in a second, but as we do know, this show is not free. So, be right back. After a word from our friends over Righteous Felon Beef Jerky. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
That's right, peeps. Use the promo code BELLYUP. Wow, I can't speak. BELLYUP in all caps for 15% off your order at various flavors of jerky at RighteousFelon.com. Thanks to our friends of Righteous Felon Beef Jerky for sponsoring this podcast and Belly Up Sports. Coffee. Good God. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee at 9:45 at night, but here we are. So, I've been wanting to I posted about this on TikTok, and I'm going to get to it now. There's these Islander fans that have been making these betrayal lists on TikTok. And if you pay attention to a number of them, 90% of them have said Scott Mayfield, Lou Lamoriello, Barry Trotz getting fired, Lane Lambert, Scott Mayfield again. It's like, and none of them include Mike Milbury. How long do you guys got? So, if you were an Islander fan over the age of 40, first of all, I don't remember John Spano or enough of Mike Milbury to know exactly how that was like. I do remember from 2002 to like right until Jack Capuano or right until Doug Waite and Garth Snow got fired. So 2018. So 16 years of my life as an Islander fan has been pain, misery, and one playoff series win in my lifetime at that point. At that time. This was before Barry Trotz, Lou Lamoriello got there. And in what should have been a fifth cup in the franchise history and the first in my lifetime. I'm not an old individual. I may look like it, but I'm not. But these Islander fans' betrayal lists, I know this shouldn't bother me, but it does bother me. Because a majority of my livelihood as an Islander fan has been nothing short of misery, pain, frustration, and annoyance. For them to have the balls to say Scott Mayfield is on the top of my betrayal list makes me want to punch a wall. Because Garth Snow would be on the top of my list, followed by the entire Charles Wong era, followed by Kate Murray, Mike Milbury, sort of, because I say sort of because I wasn't really around during that time. The entire contract of Rick DiPietro, I wouldn't say the Andrew Ladd contract because, he was okay. Jack Capuano, sort of. But that's the thing. Jack Capuano could coach. He just had some really bad luck. See what we got here. Off the top of my head here. Wow. The 6-game series lost to Pittsburgh in 2013. I don't know. That's a bad example. When they lost to Washington in 7 in 2014-15. The last season of the old Coliseum. Wow. Yeah, my fandom goes back to like 97. So I've had this joke for a while that if you're an Islander fan that has lived through 1990 to, let's say, 2015, so 25 years, if you've lived through 25 years of misery, 1993 is an exception because, greatest upset in natural history at that time. I digress. If you are a fan from 1990 to 2015 as an Islander fan, you get a pass. If not, you probably became a fan because of Matt Barzell. I'm sorry, I'm going to piss people off tonight. Because I will. I will. I don't care. I will cause chaos. I will cause misery. Because I am that cynical of a fan. And I will. I will absolutely say what I want to say. Obviously PG rating because this is a family show. And, I can't say anything too rash. Why?
Because them, that's why.
That's exactly why, Dave Chappelle. Jeez.
Starts a conversation like that. I just sat down.
I can say these things. I've loved this soundboard since I got this thing on StreamYard. It's been fun. It's a lot of fun.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
I can say these things because I can. All right. So, one question that's been on my mind here is what are my views on Matthew Darsh, the current GM of the New York Islanders, and his tenure so far as Islanders GM? I like the moves that he's made so far to trade Noah Dobson for the fact that they got 2 first-round picks for Noah Dobson is hilarious to me. Because Noah Dobson is not a great defenseman. He's not. And by the way, if I were to make a betrayal list, Noah Dobson, because good God. Offensively, he's fine. Defensively, liability. Don't know why he was considered their best defenseman for a while, but he was. Don't know why. Pathetic. And by the way, to continue on the betrayal list thing, I understand why Islander fans had their hatred of Lou Lamoriello. But to go out and say, like, oh yeah, they shouldn't have made the trade for Bo Horvat is stupid. Because you have an opportunity to get a player like Bo Horvat, who's the best center on the market at that time. You do that trade 99% of the time. All right, I digress. Matthew Darsh has been kind of a breath of fresh air, truthfully, because I know the billboards of Garth Snow are embedded in my skull because I remember all the billboards of Snow Must Go all over Brooklyn and all over Nassau County when oh boy, when they were moving to Brooklyn at the time and the shebangle with the island with the Coliseums going on. It was a mess and a half. And I remember the billboards in the back of my head. So, and then I liked the tenure of Lamoriello it brought stability to the franchise for the first time in what felt like 40 years. Excluding the 80s, obviously. For the first time in like 25 years, the Islanders had something they've been craving for since the 80s, and that's stability. They haven't had that. And Lou, for a short time, did bring them stability. He did. Darsh, so far, brings a fresh air and hope. Matthew Darsh, so far, brings hope to this franchise. And it's all we want. That's all us as fans want. And it's nice. It's a nice feeling. It's a great feeling. It really is. I'm going to have a good time doing this podcast. I really am. All right. Let's go to a time to Q&A to close our shop because I feel terrible. I feel congested. I do not have the stomach to continue on with this program for the rest of the night, but we're just going to keep going. Time to Q&A, which is a new thing we're doing here on the Time to BS family shows. Questions, debates, and comments, because why the heck not? Because I can, and I choose to. So, first question on the Time to Q&A discussion. Do you forgive John Tavares? Oh, boy.
Who the starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
For those who don't know, John Tavares was the captain of the Islanders for 6 years and was with the team for 9. Drafted first overall in 2009 after an abysmal 2008 season. Was drafted first overall and brought hope to the franchise for the first time in what felt like forever. He was the captain, face of the franchise. And deservedly so. When Lou Lamoriello first came here in 2018, John Tavares was a free agent. He was the biggest ticket free agent in what felt like ages in the NHL. And he was. He was. John Tavares was also from Toronto. He was from that area, from the Ontario area, from that area of Toronto. He was. Everyone thought he was going to re-sign with the Islanders. I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. I was at a local supermarket, and I dropped to my knees when I found the news that John Tavares was signing with Toronto. And when the schedule came out, when Toronto was going to Nassau Coliseum, and John Tavares was going to play his first game as a member of the Maple Leafs against the Islanders in Nassau Coliseum, you're damn right I bought those tickets. And it was the greatest game I've ever been to in my life at the time. Do I forgive him? It's been 7 years. I mean, there exists a little thing called forgive, but don't forget. I can't blame the guy for going home. I understand that there's a lot of Islander fans that still call him a snake, and the fact that they boo him every time he touches the puck against the Islanders at home. I can't blame him. I can't blame him because it's not the matter of fact that he left, it's how he did it. That still stings as a fan. And to answer the question, no-ish. But there's still obviously a soft side because he was the face of the franchise for so long at that time. And yeah, he's going to be remembered as, going to Toronto which was a big rival of the Islanders for a long time. And I don't know. It's a hard question to answer, but this is gonna get me thinking. I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no. I'm undecided on it. I'm not gonna lie, because I try my best to let things slide and to let things go after a while. Perks of therapy. But I understand how Thunder fans felt with Kevin Durant when he left for Golden State. Because it was like, really? Really? We were going to give you stability. We were going to give you a home. And you did this to us. Man, it felt good to smack him around. February 28th, 2019. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that day. Next question. What are your thoughts on Islander head coach Patrick Waugh? I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I understand where Islander fans are thinking like, oh, he could be let go after the season. Maybe he's not the right guy. Okay, here's a question here. Who are you going to replace him with? You might as well just ride the ship until it eventually sinks, like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's a great reference for those who get it. Here's the thing. He coaches his guys hard, and they play hard for him. And I understand that. Not that way gives me an excuse to play that button. But the guys play hard, which is good. You love to see that. All right, enough. Anyway, I don't think he's the wrong coach. I don't think he's the right coach either. But it's one of those things where you kind of wait and see to see where everything goes. Next question. What trade would you like to see the Islanders make? Oh, I'm going to piss some people off today. Trade Matt Barzal to Seattle for Matty Beniers and a couple other guys. Sorry. I would love to see this fan base just tumble on in fear when their pretty boy Matt Barzal leaves and gets traded. It's probably not going to happen. But if you want to supercharge this rebuild or retool or whatever the hell you want to call it, you make a trade like that. Because now Barzal has played well this season off like 3 injury-plagued seasons. But I don't know. I've been thinking about this for a while. That if you were to trade into Seattle or to Vancouver, what would you get back? It's a great, curious question to go, It's like when the 49ers are thinking about trading Joe Montana. It's like, what could we get for Joe Montana? It's like the unthinkable, but it's a curious question. You know, it's like you throw a dart at dartboard, see what sticks kind of question. I don't know. I haven't thought about that entirely, but Barzal being traded would be fun just for shiggles. Sorry. My New York cracked out there. Anyway, for shiggles purposes, it'd be fun to see what they could get for Barzal. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but it'd be fun to see. Because why not? All right. I think I ran this ship long enough. Final thoughts, close up shop for the day. Gives me hope. This Islander team gives me hope right now. And I'm pumped to see it. I'm really pumped to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the ILBS. My name is Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. And I'll see you all in this life, most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone. Have yourselves a good night.